Brush your hair. Good job. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some nighttime cleaning motivation, specifically because this is the first time I was able to get out of the bed after having my first ever migraine, and I was down for the count, y'all. But I started out with a really bad headache, and I took some Tylenol, and the Tylenol did nothing for it. So I quickly learned that Tylenol does not knock out migraines. So the next day I learned that I had a migraine, and I looked up how long it was going to last because I was unable to take care of my kids, and it said that they could last up to 3 days. And the migraine that I had, my first ever migraine, ended up lasting the full 3 days. So this was day 2 of my migraine.
This one is
a dirty sock?
This one is
Is that a clean sock? That's a clean sock. Okay, y'all, this video is going to have some real life mom life moments. So comment down below and let's be honest, who has ever picked up one of your kids' socks off the floor and you don't want to make a bunch of extra dirty laundry by throwing clean socks back into the dirty hamper? So you sniff the sock to make sure it's clean. It looked clean, so I sniffed it, make sure it was clean, and it was clean. It was clean. But I'm not gonna lie, I've picked up a sock before off the floor and it looked clean and I smelled it and I gagged. Y'all, it was dirty. But that one, it was clean. So sometimes I will just go around the house and I'll just scoop up all the socks on the floor and I just go ahead and throw them in the laundry basket and wash them. But if it's just one sock and it looks clean, I'll just give it the sniff test. So day 1 of my migraine, it started that night when I was in the bed. I was like, oh man, I have a really bad headache. Took Tylenol, didn't do anything. That whole night my head was pounding. The next day I could not get out of the bed. I was walking around the house with a bottle of water, a cold bottle of water on my forehead, trying to take care of my kids with one eye open, trying to stand the light, and I'm trying to make them breakfast and chocolate milk and their snacks and all of these requests and changing poop diapers while Jackson is squealing, and my head felt like it was about to jump up off of my body and run out the window, go hide in a dark hole somewhere. But I pushed through, I did as much as I could, and my 12-year-old Adeline was a huge help, and I did reward her for helping. She helped me so much. Brush your hair. Good job. So I was showing you all the boys' curtains because I put the cheap curtain rod in the boys' room and in my girls' room, the little $2 and something curtain rod, and they yanked the curtain open to watch the train. We have a train through the woods in the backyard and they love to watch it, and they don't mean to tear up the curtain or the curtain rod or whatever, but they yank it open to watch the train and it bends, it bows down. It's so cheap. I do not recommend putting them cheap curtain rods in your kids' room if you have a kid, because they do not last. We've already put 2 or 3 of them in the boys' room, replaced them, and they just keep getting yanked down. So I just went ahead and went to Walmart and I bought some metal curtain rods that are thicker, and there's no way that they can bend these. They were like $9 a piece. I got 2 for the boys' room and 1 for the girls' room. So my husband's going to go ahead and put those up, and we are actually going to be switching out the ball pit for a bigger toddler toy for Jackson. So he loved his ball pit. He's had it since he was an infant, but these balls, I'm over it. I'm so done with these balls, y'all. They are all over my house all the time. They're in the kitchen. They end up outside somehow. They're always underneath the boys' beds, and I'm honestly just so sick of picking up the balls. Sometimes I come in here, the ball pit's completely empty with 1 ball in it, and all the other balls are all around my house and I have to go collect them. So anyways, we are switching out that ball pit with a fun new toy today. So I'm really excited to get that set up and show it to y'all. And Jackson was so hilarious. He was actually helping me pick up the balls, but after a while he started trying to dump the box out and dump the balls back out all over the floor. But I was finding balls in the funniest places. They were just literally everywhere. Balls all over the house, everywhere, in each crack and crevice, everywhere I looked there was a ball. So anyways, for my migraine, I ended up taking some Excedrin migraine. Someone recommended me to take that, and I read that you can only take it once in a 24-hour period. So it only lasted a few hours for me, but it gave me enough relief to get up and get some cleaning done around my house. I was down for the count the first day. My house was disgusting with 6 people in it with 4 kiddos. Your house can get messy, dirty so fast. Now this mess obviously has been here. This is something that just needed to be done, pulling the beds out and cleaning behind them, which I try to do this every once in a while because I don't know why behind beds just get so nasty. Like, we get those little millipedes get in the house, especially when it rains a lot. The little millipedes, they'll come in our house, and we spray bug spray around the house and all that, but sometimes the little critters just get in our house and they end up curling up and dying behind the beds. So I pulled out both of my boys' beds today and I wiped down their baseboards and vacuumed. And here is a closer look of that curtain rod. It looks so much better and it's so much more durable. It's so much better, y'all. It is so worth it to just spend a little bit extra on that better curtain rod. Have you ever started cleaning and one thing led to another and then you didn't realize you were going to clean that much until you were finished cleaning, but it's so satisfying at the end of the day when you've done the cleaning and you know it's clean? Because that's what happened in today's video. I did not anticipate cleaning the baseboards, but once I pulled the beds out to get all the balls, I was trying to find all of the balls. And whenever I pulled the beds out, I just seen how dusty and gross the baseboards were, and I seen those little millipedes, and I was like, nope, gotta clean this. So there's a little red tent in my backyard because I actually had my nephew's birthday party over the past weekend and we just have not taken down the tent yet. So there was a red tent in the backyard. If y'all seen that, that's why. So I'm going to go ahead and get Jackson's new toy set up. He ended up absolutely loving this thing. So first I'm going to finish up vacuuming up this rug. There was so much crinkling and cracking coming up from this rug, just dirt and no telling what else. And then I'm going to introduce y'all to this new toy. So this is the 3-in-1 climbing ladder. So this toy is a natural wood material and it is a sturdy structure for toddlers. If you have little ones who love to climb on everything like my kids do, then you will love this. This is so perfect for a 1-year-old. My baby jumped on it and I love these kind of toys because it teaches them hand-eye coordination, improves their balance, gives them physical exercise, and inspires their imagination. And the large triangle piece of this toy actually folds in half, which I love. I can store this underneath the bed if I don't want the whole toy out. It's available in the rainbow color or just in the all natural wood color, but I love displaying bright colors for my kids. I think it's really good for their brain development to see colors. Click the link in my description box below to shop this toy climber. They also have lots of different toys, furniture, nursery, playpen, home appliances, and pet supplies. So I hope y'all were not expecting a delicious southern cooked meal on a Marie migraine day, because y'all, we're having a frozen lasagna because your girl's trying, okay? So a good enough clean is good enough. And this is what I have to tell myself when I'm feeling down for the count, when I'm not feeling good, when I'm sick and I'm still trying to do my best. Your best is enough. A good enough clean is enough. And you have to tell yourself that. You have to be your biggest hype girl. And when you're feeling bad, just know that you're doing your best and your kids are fed, even though your house is not spotless and completely how you want it. You've done a lot and you've done your best, and you need to get some rest, girl. When you're sick, mamas don't really get sick days, but you can give yourself a little bit of grace and just let some things go. Unpopular opinion, but I feel like somebody that doesn't have any kids, or if you're older and it's been a while since you've had a house full of little ones, I don't feel like you have the right to judge a mother of 1 kid, 4 kids, 6 kids, 18 kids, however many kids a mama has. I don't feel like anybody with no kids has the right to judge how messy their house is, to say things like, I can't believe your house is that filthy. Like, you don't know how often they clean. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what kind of depression or anxiety or what they're dealing with behind closed doors. And I just feel like the world has enough negativity in it that we need to spread more positive vibes. We need to be kind. And I just see so much negativity, especially on social media. So if you have anything nice to say to a mama, any tips, any advice that you can give for mamas to just get through the day, I would love to read your tips and your advice, your mom hacks, anything that you can give to offer to another mother for me to read. So let's go ahead and share that advice down below in my comments and make it a super positive space to be. So I don't know why I find this so funny, but I just feel like it is so hilarious to me. But this night, I took a shower and I laid down and I was able to keep the lamp on, and my head started hurting again later this night after the Excedrin started wearing off. It only lasted a few hours, but I was laying there with the lamp on for a little while, and my husband likes to play his Xbox, so he got on his Xbox. He hadn't been on it in over a week, and I know that he wanted to play it, so he played his Xbox for a little bit, and then I guess he turned it off. I heard him turn it off, and I heard him walk down the hallway, but at this point I had done turned off the lamp. I wasn't on my phone anymore, and I was just laying there with my eyes closed because my head started hurting again. And so he walks down the hallway, and I heard him stand there in the doorway, and he just kind of looked at me, and then he turned around and walked back into the living room, and I heard the Xbox turn back on, and he started playing it again. So he was actually going to play his Xbox for a short time, for a little while, and then he was going to come back and lay in bed and watch Netflix with me. That's one of the things that we like to do together in the evenings, and when we're winding down is just watch Netflix. So I thought that was really sweet that he was cutting his Xbox time a little bit short to come hang out with me and watch a Netflix show. But he seen that I was laying there, and I guess he thought I was asleep, so he went back and he's like, well, I guess I'll just play my game again. And I just thought that was so funny. It made me laugh. So I have not been able to come in here and clear off the counters and really clean up or do much of anything for an entire day, and it's crazy how fast the mess will build up just in one day. Everything just kind of gets piled up on the counter and nobody really cleans it. Nobody really does as much as mama does, and you don't really realize that until you're sick and you can't really do much. I find myself constantly walking by the counters and putting things away where they go, and I'm just go all the time. So that one day, just that one day, this huge mess accumulated for me to clean up. So how many of y'all are ready to send your kids back to school in the fall, and how many of you guys are dreading it? I know it's like different when you have little kids. It can be really hard to send them to school, because I always feel this way when they're really little, when they're in elementary school. I dread them going back to school, but it's like when they get older, it's like that feeling kind of goes away and you're used to it. You know, it's not that you don't miss them, but you're just used to it. I'm not used to my 4-year-old going to school. So recently I had to send Arabella to pre-K and kindergarten, and now I'm sending Nolan to pre-K. So if y'all have been following along with me, my 6-year-old Arabella, she turned 6 over the summer. She is going to kindergarten, and I look at it as this is her first official year of kindergarten, because she started out the year in pre-K. And when we moved, she had to go to kindergarten because there were no pre-K spots at the new school. And so she was really behind because she missed a whole chunk of the school year. So this year is her first official kindergarten year. This is what I'm looking at. This is where she's supposed to be. So I'm looking at it as this is where she's supposed to be. And I think she's going to do great this year. We've been working on her speech, and everything is just falling in place for her. She is doing so good with her speech. So that's just a little update with Arabella. She's doing so good. And with Nolan, he is just ready to blossom in school. So in one of my upcoming videos, I'm going to be doing a back to school prep video. So I hope y'all are excited for that one. I'm going to be sharing a back to school haul. I'm going to be sharing some clothes and some supplies and how I get my house ready for back to school. Y'all, I could not stand walking through my house and having dirt stick to my feet. This was driving me crazy, absolutely insane. Walking through the house and having all this dirt stick to my feet, because I know if it sticks to your feet, then it's getting tracked through the house. And it was honestly just crumbs from my kids eating in the kitchen and it falling off their clothes and just getting everywhere. So thankfully, I felt good enough tonight to get things done. And since I was feeling good, I was worried that my migraine was going to come back, so I was kind of overdoing it, trying to make sure that I got my kitchen cleaned and the main parts of my house that were the most dirtiest clean. So that way, if I had a migraine come back the next day, that my house would be for the most part clean. But thank y'all so much for watching today's video, and remember that a good enough clean is good enough if you are down for the count, and I will see y'all in my next video.